Watch the full version at thirdeyechampagne.com or Patreon. June 6, 1959. George Reeves, TV's Superman, goes upstairs in his Beverly Hills mansion, pulls a gun out of a drawer, and shoots himself dead. Or did he? The mystery surrounding George Reeves' murder has gone on for decades. Many people believe he was murdered. Many people believe he committed suicide. Many people believe none of this adds up. At the time of his death, George was unable to find work. It was said that he was depressed. He was unhappy with his fiancée, Lenore Lemon. He was having money problems. That night, Lenore and George went out, had some drinks, came back to the house, had a few people with them. George decided to go upstairs to bed, and Lenore stayed downstairs with the partygoers. A little while later, George came back downstairs and told everyone to be quiet because he was trying to sleep. The partygoers convinced him to stay downstairs with them for another drink, which he did, and then stomped back upstairs. At this point, things get a little strange. His fiancée Lenore said he's gone upstairs to kill himself, and begins to narrate the scene she believes is happening upstairs over their heads. They hear a noise. See, he's opening the drawer. They hear another noise. See, he's taking out the gun. They hear a shot. I told you, he shot himself. 45 minutes later, the police are called and they find the naked, very dead body of George Reeves in the bed with the bullet casing under him. There are also 2 additional bullet holes in the floor, even though all the party guests claim that they only heard 1 shot. There's a theory that Eddie Mannix, who was a big studio head for MGM, had him killed because he was having an affair with Eddie's wife, Toni. There is a theory that Lenore went upstairs, killed him herself, and then came back downstairs and persuaded the partygoers to cover the whole thing up with her. The other theory is that there was an unknown assailant waiting for him up in the bedroom, either hired by Eddie or Lenore or an unknown person. It is a little strange, these events surrounding this man's death. It began what became known as the curse of Superman. It also began a series of hauntings at the house where George Reeves died. People claim to see him walking around the house in his Superman outfit. They claim to wake and see him at the foot of their bed, dressed like Superman. He waits for them at the top of the stairs, dressed like Superman. People claim to hear him walking around, footsteps pacing where there's no one else in the room. They claim to hear his disembodied voice, but for the most part, they eerily claim to see him skulking around in the shadows, wearing his Superman costume. How did George Reeves die, and is he haunting his former home? It's comfy cozy time. I'm here on my sofa. Where are you? I am chilling in here in my living room. We are on to our next episode. I don't know what number this is. 4? I think it's 4. Number 4. The George Reeves murder and subsequent haunting. So here's the deal. He is not an easy reach. I want to look at the house first and then kind of see where we can go. But everything in my body is saying this man was murdered. Every single thing I've got to give you is saying this man was murdered. Let's look at the house first. I do believe it's haunted. Oh yeah, it's haunted. And it's haunted by him. I can't feel him. So this is interesting because I don't know if this has ever really happened for me. I cannot feel him on the other side. Not to say that he's not there, but I feel like this is an active haunting. That this house is actively haunted by George Reeves, who may be stuck, who may be sort of earthbound or stuck because of the way he died and that his murder wasn't resolved. I tell you this right now, when this man passed away, he was not happy. He was very unhappy. He was in a very deep depression. This is all true. He's grumpy. He's angry. He wasn't happy with his girlfriend. I think there was money issues. So he was all around not doing okay. But there was a man that killed him. He didn't kill himself. There was a man. It's hard to look at. It's not an easy thing. It's not cut and dry, but as far as details, but everything in me is saying, no, murdered, murdered, murdered. I mean, it is just saying it over and over and over again. Nope, murdered, murdered, murdered. I can't see who, I can't see how, and I can't see why. This is an angry ghost, too. This guy's angry. He's almost feeling like an entity to me, so I don't know how long I want to stick with this.